It may be Tuesday, May the 14th. Again, right now, your surprise taste test is uploading. The peach Pepsi. So that will be surprise. There's that. And of course we have today's question. So, yeah. We're going to do that. Minxie's totally excited. Completely excited. Yes. It was raining again today, so... Though we did manage to, the sun did pop out for a bit. Didn't really need to run trash today. I did get myself, some new shoes. Some boots. For when I, some hammers. For, you know, in case I need to walk in the water again, in the, there's my fancy new bootses, boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. Didn't know I was a beatboxer, did ya? Yeah, motherfucker. But yeah, so when I have to, you know, walk in the wet grass again, I shall be prepared. So my feet, well, because last night my shoes were still kind of wet from doing the trash yesterday and walking through all the wet grass and the puddles and the yada yada yada. So now my feet should be nice and dry when I do that job, as long as it's not too rainy and no one's going to the parks and hanging out. So, but then we, Peter, there was some downed trees, so he was cutting them up with the chainsaw, and I was picking them up and throwing them in the truck, you know. So, a lot of sawdust. I think it might be cleared out. I don't know. Am I still sideways? I felt like I was sideways there for a second, but maybe not. Maybe my eyes are just off. But anyway, buzz. Oh, that's right. I silenced it. I tried to do the do not disturb thing, and then I don't understand why my phone. Maybe there's a setting in there, and I just haven't found it. Like, from a certain time to a certain time, I want my phone to shut the fuck up. Like, I tried the do not disturb thing, but I still want to get my messages. I just want them to come in silent without having to, you know, turn down the sound on my phone. Because otherwise, like, the group chat, when they're discussing in the group chat or whatever, like, I just hear, like, ching, 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 and I'm like, I don't need this shit. So I just need to silence my phone from like 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day, you know what I mean? So that it's not like going off all the time and annoying the crap out of me. But when I told it, I tried the do not disturb thing, and it was like, I told it to go ahead and let my messages come through, whatever. Well, it doesn't silence the messages when it comes through. It was still like, ching, ching, and I'm like, well, that did jack fucking nothing. But anyway, so I turned the sound down on my phone, and that's why I didn't hear it. But anyway, the 14th. Who is at the top of your shit list? Well, they don't, oops, where'd it go? They don't actually, just say it. Just fucking say it. If you're gonna put it in your book, just fucking say it. But they have it, like, dotted out. You're at the top of my shit list. Because you're a little fucking bitch who doesn't know how to just go ahead and write out the word shit. If you're gonna put it in your book, just fucking write it out. God damn. Anyway, who's at the top of my shit list? There's a few, like, you know, at least one manager that we don't have anymore. You've heard me talk about David, and it's like, he's just like the one that, like, he always knew better than you, even though he never fucking did, you know, and was like, just a fucking little dick fucker, McFuckerson. Ugh. But, you know, I've heard he's better now. I mean, he did, get married and have a kid and whatever. So maybe once he started getting laid, he calmed the fuck down or whatever. But so this is why I say the underdog story is full of shit because that's what they promoted. He found a store that was desperate because it was in a high crime area, it was a dangerous store, and no one else wanted to take management positions at that store. So that's how he got his foot in the door. Stepping up the ladder was going to the store that nobody else wanted to go to, So he figured out a way to, stack the deck in his favor, I suppose, and then he got promoted. But whatever. I don't know if he had any complaints on his record either. But there was someone, that it was he would push her button. It was he was like that with a lot of people. He'd push her buttons on purpose, to try to get you to react or whatever. And he's the only manager that ever made me leave early because he just pissed me off so bad. We need to have a conversation about this mod. I'm like, no, we fucking don't. I'm over here doing my fucking job. You can leave me the fuck alone, That's not what I said to him. I did say, word for word, I haven't been sitting out here with my thumb up my fucking ass. I've been doing my job since I got here. He's like, you don't need to curse at me. You don't need to curse at me. We need to have a conversation in the office, And I mean, to his, to his credit, that's what you say it through gritted teeth, through his credit, it wasn't an official write-up or anything. We just had a conversation in the office, I mean, maybe that was my verbal warning. I don't know. But yeah, I was taking my time and doing my job correctly, and he never liked for people to do that, It was just kind of well, why are you taking so long doing this mod? I've done mods before. I know how long it should take. Blah, 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 blah. Why is this mod taking so long? You shouldn't be taking this long doing this mod. Because I was doing it right, and I was making sure, shit wasn't fitting correctly, and I came to find out on the bottom shelf, you had to take the things out of the little flats to get them to fit the way that they were supposed to fit, because shit wasn't fitting the way that, of course, the mods come in wrong too, So I was taking my job, and I was making sure my job was done fucking correctly, the mod was set correctly, And he's like, I think you're making this take longer because you don't want to go do anything else. Kind of like you're gonna think what that's what I told him at the end of it. I was like, you're the manager, you get to decide what I do. It's kind of it doesn't matter what I said in that moment. He already had his idea. His idea was the God's honest fucking gospel. Even though it was bullshit. I just hate that. It's I'm out here, I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job right. I'm doing my job correctly. Just fuck off. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? So yeah, he just made me so mad that I left early. I wasn't there. There was an assistant manager who was in there at the time, or support manager. I don't know what they were called at the time. It was basically the same thing, And I happened to run into her first, because there was a customer that needed something. That was when we were still open 24 hours. And there was a customer that needed something or whatever. So I was like, hold on, I'll page management, because I was just in that fucking mood, Because I did the last section like shit. I just fucking threw it together, got it done, cleaned up my shit, and that's the assistant manager or support manager or whatever. She happened to be the one that came over to electronics, and I was like, by the way, because I told her what the customer needed or whatever, and I'm like, by the way, I suddenly don't feel very well, so I'm gonna finish my mod, clean up, and then I'm gonna take a half day. And she's like, okay, feel better, because she knew, yeah, she was pulled into the office and got to witness something that most people don't get to see, and me on fucking fire. But David was one of those people that could bring it out in me, you know. And then I think I called in the next day or something, and when I came back, you know, he had to he's like, oh, are you feeling better? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, just so that you know, you called in on it was some kind of back when we actually got holiday pay. You know, it was some holiday. I don't remember what holiday it was. So since you called in, you won't be getting your holiday pay. And I was like, okay. You know. And then later he was trying to tell me, like, because I was trying to bin stuff in the bin, and at that point, that's when we had to do, like, F7 or F11 or something to find, like, items, because, like, there was no space in the bins. There, like, never fucking is. Still, to this day, a lot of times, you go back there to bin shit, and there's no fucking room in the fucking bins. There's no fucking room in the fucking top stock. So what all this fucking shit is doing here, I don't fucking know. I thought we had an inventory management system to manage our fucking inventory so we didn't have so much top stock and so much back stock. But what the fuck ever. What do I know? Right? So I was like trying to do F11 and find like items and like make space in the bins because I had to make space to bin the shit that was on the fucking pallet. You know? And, he was like, you know, he came back there and he's like, this is all you've gotten done, or whatever. And I don't even remember what he said, but I just kind of, like, he was trying to give me advice or whatever, you know. And I just kind of, like, that's what I think I told him. I'm like, I'm doing F11. I'm trying to find, like, items. I'm trying to make room in the bin. Because there's no room in the bin. Do you see any fucking room in this bin? That's not what I said. I can't remember exactly. I think I was explaining the situation, like, F11ing. I'm trying to do my job correctly. I'm trying to, you know, plus make space to bin other shit. And he's like, this is all you've gotten done. That's all you've gotten binned in this entire time. Blah, 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 blah. Because it's not just fucking binning that I was trying to fucking do and trying to fucking accomplish. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, years later, it's still, the nerve is still so raw. Like, in the moment, like, I just kind of had one of those, like, I just kind of, like, stood there and was kind of, like, and just, like, stared at him, you know, and just let him say whatever he was going to say, and then, like, without saying a word, I just went back to doing my fucking job, and let him wander off. And he's like, there's some room in this bin down here or something, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I'm just trying to help you, Jason. Did I ask for your fucking help? I didn't ask for your fucking help. You can keep your fucking help to your fucking self. Shove it up your ass and go back to the office, because I don't fucking need you here. Did I ask for your fucking help? I don't need your fucking help. I'm doing my shit the way I'm supposed to do my shit. I'm doing, you know. Where would you like this freight to be binned? Find me a fucking place, and I will fucking bin it there. I don't care if it's in a completely different section. I don't fucking care. As you're making a big fucking deal about it. You know, like, how am I supposed to bin where there's no fucking room to bin? You know. Because it's all supposed to be, like, contained within, you know, this aisle with this aisle, and keep, like, aisles together, and whatever. And that's another thing that you're supposed to do that, you know, never followed the rules, whatever. But there again, as I've said, I've heard he's better now. So I would have to see it for myself to believe it. But I don't need to see him. I just don't. He does not need to ever come back to our fucking store. Ever. He can just stay where he is. I never have to see his fucking face again. That would be fine. But I mean, if he is better, if he's not the same, you know, dickhead as he was before, good for him. I'm glad he, you know, personal growth is character development, you know, as it would be called in the movies, I suppose. You needed some. Yes, sir. So, I mean, definitely at the time, I would say he was at the top of my shit list. But I even made a post on Facebook, something about oh shit, what was it? I chicken shit. I said something and then I defined it. I'm like, I was like, or example, that manager who, stirred the pot and then sent somebody else to clean up his mess, was it real chicken shit? Or something like that. I can't, because that was an example of, like he knew he pissed me and my friend Robin Martinez off one night. And so he sent Sylvia up there to check on us instead of coming up himself and doing it. And, it's kind of like, yep. So definitely he would have be the king of the shit list if it was back in that time. But I haven't seen him in years, and like I said, I've heard he's changed, and he's changed for the better, and I sure as fuck hope so, because he fucking needed to. So hopefully. Like I said, he doesn't need to come back to our store. He can stay where he is. I never have to see him again. That would be fine with me. More than fine. But honestly, at the moment, who would be the fucking Facebook? Probably because they keep fucking changing shit and not for the fucking better. And every time I think it's gotten about as dumb as it can fucking get, it just gets fucking dumber. Though that's also, the company that I work for. So, like, every time I think it's as dumb as it's gonna fucking get, they just find that lower rung. It's some talent. I don't know. You just wouldn't think. Can't get any worse. And then it does. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I guess I just don't really have much of a shit list at the moment. Really, to be honest. So. There are people who will remain on there until the end of time. Probably. But, yeah, currently, I don't know who would be at the top of my shit list. I don't really have a good answer at the moment, I guess. Which is good, I guess. I guess because that means everything's like going along fine. No choppy waters ahead. I suppose. I guess. Yeah. So anyway, that's that's an example of who would have been on there at one point, and still is. So until I until I get other evidence that I'm not looking for, I'm not searching it out. I don't care. Somebody else's problem. That's what I say. Stay there. Stay somebody else's problem. But anyway, yeah. Like I said, currently I can't really think who would be there. So I guess that's it. Your Pepsi, your peach Pepsi, should be ready for you now. So maybe you've already seen it by the time this one gets uploaded. Yes, it is completed. So, there's that. There's this. And there'll be more tomorrow. So I'll see you for what I see you.